Welcome to Believers Talk, and welcome to a live breaking news edition of Believers Talk, where we talk about the Buffalo Bills releasing their first unofficial depth chart before the Indianapolis Colts game this Thursday night in the first preseason game of the season. The Buffalo Bills released their depth chart. I wanted to get on here, talk to everyone about that a little bit. A couple surprises on this depth chart. Nothing too crazy. Again, this is unofficial depth chart, so we don't want to get too carried away. But we do want to talk about a little something something. Get on here. Anytime something happens, I mean, if anything, it means that we are closer, this much closer to the start of some NFL football. Yes, we had the one we look for Hall of Fame game not too long ago, this past Thursday, so it's the start of football. But this is getting closer and closer to Buffalo Bills football, which is what we like to see. So I'm going to wait a second, let you guys all enter in here as we get ready to talk about the first release of the Buffalo Bills depth chart. When you get in here, guys, make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as we let you know when we are going live. And when we post other videos, we're posting constantly. We just posted a video today. Keep you guys up to date on training camp, let you know what's going on, giving you the unfortunate news of Adrian Waddle, who unfortunately tore his quad and will be out for the season. So that's some unfortunate news. But we also just keep you up to date. We gave you some good news. You're talking about Mitch Morse, Tyler Kroft, and others being able to participate a little bit. Hey, Elliot, how you doing? Welcome to Believers Talk. Thank you for joining me. We're going to get into this depth chart in a minute here. Again, I'm just letting people kind of get in here and get ready to talk some Buffalo Bills football. Hey, Written Word, doing good, man, doing good. Again, this means we're this much closer to some NFL football. So that has me excited. I'm sure has a lot of you guys excited too. Most teams coming out with their unofficial depth chart, right? Because preseason starts Thursday. So I believe if your game is on Thursday, you're going to see your team's depth chart today or tomorrow. And then Friday, you'll probably see it tomorrow. And then if you play Saturday or Sunday, you might have to wait till Thursday or Friday to see that depth chart. But we're still getting excited about Bills football. So again, thank you all for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. And again, after you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Guys, we are currently doing a giveaway. In 2019, the Believers Talk will be teaming up with BewareTheStampede.com, and while we're teaming up together to announce that, we're giving away an Andre Reed signed autographed mini helmet. So make sure you go to BewareTheStampede.com, check it out, log your entries there, and you'll have a chance to win an awesome prize. And all you have to do is subscribe to me. You can join their mailing list at preseason.com. That gets you an entry. Follow us both on Twitter and retweet every day. And if you're already subscribed, you can still go there and log your subscription there, and it will still count as an entry. So make sure that you do that. Elliot writes, it sucks about Waddle. Absolutely, it does. But yeah, like I said in the previous video, he was on the bubble anyway. If you look at the depth chart, he was actually on the second line. So I mean, if you look at the current, even though it's an official depth chart, it looks like he was going to make the team, or else he's currently one of the top 53. But again, this is unofficial. This is the first preseason game, so we can only read so much into it. There's one nugget that I also want to get into about another injured player that this depth chart might reveal, and we'll talk about that as well. Gives Connor McDermott a higher chance of making the squad? Yes, it does. It gives a couple players a higher chance of making the squad, right? Anyone on the offensive line now has a better chance to make that squad. You're talking about behind Adrian Waddle was DeAndre Wesley. That's the guy who was listed as the third string left tackle behind Deion Dawkins and Adrian Waddle on this depth chart. So it really gives him a chance to step in and shine. Even though no one's really talking about much this training camp, he still has a shot at making this team. I mean, no one wants to see anyone get hurt, but if you're an offensive lineman currently on the Buffalo Bills, you realize that this might be a chance for you to capitalize. And that's what it's all about. I mean, no one wants to see injuries at all, but I mean, you go back to Drew Bledsoe getting injured. What happened? Tom Brady came in, he capitalized. That's what you have to do. You have to be able to capitalize when people get hurt. Even though it stinks seeing injury, you have to be able to capitalize on that. So let's talk about this depth chart a little bit. A couple surprises for me. We'll get into that, and then I want to hear from you guys. What were some surprises as we go over the depth chart that you guys ran into? If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's currently posted on Twitter. If you have a Twitter account there, you can check it out. I think Dan Feets has it up on his Twitter account, so go ahead and check it there. I have it on my phone currently, so we'll go over some things together, and we'll talk about it, and we'll see what's going on. Guys, I also want to let you know, if you're in here, in the description below, like I said, there's going to be a bunch of links down there, because in 2019, we're going to try to give you the best Buffalo Bills experience here on Believers Talk, partnering with BewareTheStampede.com, partnering with #sports, gives Jesse McCullan, I don't even see him on the depth chart there, Nomo. But welcome, Nomo. Welcome to Believers Talk. Always good to have you on the stream. But yeah, I'm not seeing I don't know if it's a joke. Maybe you're messing with me. You might be trolling me. I don't know. I don't know what you kids do sometimes. But like I said, I do want to go over some things for you. I know we had someone in that was previously of the Dolphins, an offensive tackle, who was previously of the Dolphins, practicing with us today. So it gives someone else a chance to even take that roster spot. Oh, that's you. Nice. Well, it does give you a better shot too, Noah. I figured you might be trolling me a little bit. Elliot, surprised to hear just how well Ray has been doing. He's real dangerous after the catch. Yeah, I mean, if you look at where he falls on the wide receiver depth chart, he's actually listed as on the second team for the number 2 wide receivers. He's right behind, or number 3, I should say. He's right behind Cole Beasley for that slot position. We'll talk about the wide receivers a little bit as well, because there's a couple surprises that I had from that position going into it as well. But one thing that I really want to talk about was Tyler Kroft. Tyler Kroft is listed as the number 1 tight end on a depth chart, but if you look at the depth chart, the 3 letters PUP are next to his name, which means pup. So if he's on the pup list, that's very interesting, because that means he cannot start till at least week 7 of the NFL season. If they put him on that pup list when the season starts at least, then he cannot be on the field. He can't be in practice or on the field until week 7. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets off that list before the start of the season. But if he stays on that list, that means we know that he won't be playing for us until at least week 7. And another thing that kind of surprised me with the tight end position, really the tight end depth kind of surprised me overall. Lee Smith is listed as our tight end number 2, which now means he's the number 1 tight end, right? Because with Tyler Kroft on the pup list, that means they have Lee Smith listed as our tight end number 1. Now, does that have something to do with his veteran leadership? Does that have something to do with how good of a blocker he is? There are a lot of things that could go into that, but him being number 2, and then you have Dawson Knox as number 3, and maybe it has something to do with the fact that Dawson Knox was hurt, right? We didn't get to see as much of Dawson Knox as we would probably hope to, and when Dawson Knox was in there, him and Josh Allen were beginning to get a good repertoire together, like a good 1-2 punch together. So we'll see if that changes as Dawson Knox gets healthy. Also, as Jason Kroom was listed as the 4th tight end, as he gets healthy, we'll see if that changes or if Lee Smith holds them off. I do like Lee Smith, obviously, as the blocking tight end. Tommy Sweeney is the 5th guy currently on the roster. On the depth chart, as Elliot talks about how he likes Tommy Sweeney. Tommy Sweeney's been making some noise, and again, been capitalizing on some of those injuries. We talked about that just a minute ago with Adrian Waddle's injury, how the other offensive linemen have to step up. Same thing's happening here with Tommy Sweeney, right? Tommy Sweeney is stepping up and contributing well for the tight end position. Even though Josh Allen's been struggling recently with the injuries to our offensive line, he's still been able to find Tommy Sweeney kind of like his security blanket. And that's what we need. That's what Josh Allen needs as a young quarterback. He needs to find that security blanket that he can go to when he's under pressure, who knows is going to be there. Some other news of notes, Devin Singletary is ahead of TJ Yeldon. So I don't know if that surprises people. It really doesn't surprise me all that much. But to see him moving up the depth chart a little bit right now, the depth chart running back is LaShawn McCoy, of course, is number 1, Frank Gore, and then Devin Singletary as our number 3. Another thing that might come as a surprise to some people is Jordan Phillips is still listed on the team number 1 at defensive tackle instead of Ed Oliver. Jason Cream needs to go. Nomo says he's only on the team because he's banging the owner's daughter. Yeah, I have seen that they are dating, and so it's funny how that happens. But the Pagula's daughter actually just won a tennis tournament as well, so maybe her popularity will rise, and in her rise in popularity, she'll find someone better, a bigger star to go after, a bigger fish in the sea, if you will. But Jason Kroom was serviceable last season, but it does look like Dawson Knox and possibly even Tommy Sweeney are playing better than he did last year already. And if that's the case, again, we're keeping 4 tight ends. You figure you got Croft, you got Smith, you got Sweeney, and then you got your 5th tight end, who I just named, Tommy Sweeney, Knox, I'm sorry, and then Dawson Knox as well. So you would think that he would be the odd man out in that situation, but we'll see what happens there. But like I said, Jordan Phillips still ahead of Ed Oliver for that number 1 spot, defensive tackle. You have to believe that by the end of the 3rd preseason game, that might switch, and we'll obviously talk about it, keep you up to date here on Believers Talk. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like this video, share this video, guys. Let people know that we're here talking about the depth chart for the Buffalo Bills. Again, it's unofficial. It's the first one, so not too much to read into it, but at the same time, it just means we're that much closer to football. Another note that I wanted to make is that I'm actually surprised to see that Sonoris Perry isn't on the depth chart really at all. I mean, he's listed as a backup to he's the fifth running back on the list, but he's not listed at all on the special teams, right? Like when we got him on this team, we put him on the depth chart. We put him on here for special teams capabilities. That's why we signed him, right? But if you look at the depth chart, you look at both punt and kick returns, you have Andre Roberts 1. For punt return, you have Micah Hyde ahead of him. And then for kick return, you have Devin Singletary. And then even after that, for punt return, you have Cole Beasley. And then for kick return, Marcus Murphy. And then our 4th punt returner is Isaiah McKenzie. So what does that mean for Sonoris Perry? You've been hanging with the hashtag, guys. Serviceable. Yeah, maybe I'm watching too many of their videos, but they do have good content, so make sure you check that out as well. Like I said, we'll be teaming up in 2019 to give you live play-by-play and reaction coverage to all Buffalo Bills regular season games. So make sure you check us out on YouTube, and then also go over to sportscaster.com, link in the description below, and you can go over there, and we will also be live streaming games there as well. Myth, welcome to Believers Talk. You had to change your name back, I see, and that's fine. Always good to have you here, still listed as the moderator, so that's good to see. So I appreciate you joining me here on Believers Talk. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills depth chart, first unofficial depth chart released today. And guys, please bear with me. Not feeling the best tonight, so I'm going to be struggling to get through this a little bit, but I appreciate you guys bearing with me as I continue to talk. You might hear my voice go in and out a little bit, but I just wanted to get this news out to you. So obviously, you look at the quarterbacks, no surprise there. Josh Allen, Matt Barkley, Tyree Jackson. Patrick DeMarco is listed as our only fullback, which he is. You look at the running backs, you have LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore, Devin Singletary, TJ Yeldon, Sonoris Perry, Marcus Murphy, and then Christian Wade. I know a lot of people are looking forward to seeing Christian Wade. I'm looking forward to seeing him in preseason, see what he has, see how much he's learned in the short time he's been with Buffalo. But I still think he's going to be on the practice squad again. All 4 of the teams in the AFC East got an extra practice squad slot because of the international program, right? So you might have a chance. I look a little pale, yeah. Well, that might be pale, might be the lights, who knows? But we do have that extra 11th practice squad spot, right? So you might as well use that. So he's listed last on the depth chart. We will see him in preseason, see what he has learned since, in what the 4 months he's been on the team, and see what we have to look forward to in the future. Then you look at the rest of this list. You have the wide receivers. Wide receiver 1, you have John Brown, of course, Robert Foster, David Sills, and Victor Bolden. I think David Sills is higher on this list than I thought he'd be, listed with the 3s. So he might get some playing time in the preseason and might be able to show the coaching staff why he deserves to be on this team. The number 2 receiver slot, you got Cole Beasley, Ray McLeod. Again, Ray McLeod impressing in camp, so won't be surprised to see him continue to move up. Not sure if they'll move him up any further than this, but that's what you got. Isaiah McKenzie, and then Nick Easley. Kind of surprised to see Nick Easley on the 4th team. I'm surprised to see him that far back. We just heard not too long ago how well he's doing in camp, and yet now he's still on the 4th team. With Patrick as our only fullback, what will happen if he got hurt? Would we throw him back in? Yeah, Myth. Actually, that's probably a lot of the reasons why we got Frank Gore and TJ Yeldon, bigger backs if we need them to. Most teams, if they have a fullback, I think it was I forget who commented, but one of my people who are watching commented about only about 15 teams currently have a fullback in the NFL. Period. Just the fullback spot is not as necessary as it used to be. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, Elliott Easley. I'm excited to see Jackson as well. Tyree Jackson, of course, will get a lot of time to throw the ball around. So I'm excited to see that. We'll see how he does while he's doing that. Then, like I said, we have Barry McLeod. The wide receiver 3 spot, Zay Jones. It's interesting to see Zay Jones listed as wide receiver 3 for the first team and not Cole Beasley. I was pretty sure to see Cole Beasley as that slot receiver and not Zay. I thought Zay would be with the number 2s. But we'll see. We'll see if that changes again throughout the preseason. They're probably just mixing and matching things up. I'll get that right eventually. Andre Roberts, Cam Phillips, and then Duke Williams. I know everyone's excited about Duke Williams. Did catch his first touchdown pass today in camp. So very excited to see that. He knew what kind of moment it was for him. Got up, spiked the ball as hard as he could, as he knew that was his biggest moment of training camp so far. You go to the offensive line, no real surprises there. You got Deion Dawkins at left tackle, Quentin Spain at left guard, Mitch Morse at center, John Feliciano at right guard, Cody Ford at right tackle. Tyden Secchi is coming in as a backup right tackle right now. Wyatt Teller listed as the right guard behind Feliciano. Spencer Long listed as the backup center, but you might believe that Feliciano got hurt. Spencer Long might fill in there as well. Or they could move Cody Ford to guard and then put in Tyden Secchi. And then Ike Bacher listed as the backup to Quentin Spain. And then, like we said, Ladron Waddle was listed as the backup to Dawkins. But now the 3rd string left tackle is listed as DeAndre Wesley. So it might give him a shot to make this team as well. Again, guys, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. My name is Joe. Remember to check out BewareTheStampede.com as we teaming up with them during 2019. Also teaming up with Hashtag Sports here on YouTube and Sportscaster.com. So check them out. Hit that subscribe button while you're here. Like this video. Share this video. Also hit that notification bell as well. That way you will be notified whenever we shoot a new video. So again, hit that notification bell. You go over to the defensive side of the ball and you see Trent Murphy ahead of Shaq Lawson. Heard we've been working forward at right guard and starting in second right tackle. We have been. Last 2 days we've been doing that, Elliot. We started that yesterday. And, some people actually say they like that better, and when going into camp, a lot of people thought Ford would be playing right guard. And not right tackle. And it's funny because just last week or maybe a week and a half ago, Brian Dable talked about how they were keeping Ford at guard or at tackle for the time being, and now here we see him at guard for the past 2 days. And the offensive line, hasn't really looked that bad with the switch. The weakest position right now is we have to get Mitch Morse healthy. And again, I'm not as concerned as some other people are right now. I heard some people talking about retirement and things like that. I just don't think it's really that serious. I think he's going to get back and healthy again. I don't think it was that serious of concussion. We've already seen him doing drills on the field. Worst case scenario would be getting him out there too early and then him suffering another concussion and then possibly worse down the line. So, like I said, we have Trent Murphy, Shaq Lawson, Daryl Johnson. This is our defensive end on the right side. And then you have defensive tackle, the first position. Like I said, Jordan Phillips still listed ahead of Ed Oliver, but I think that might change. And then Robert Thomas. And then the next defensive tackle position, Starla Toure, Harrison Phillips, and then Kyle Pecco and LT Walton. Kyle Pecco, to me, a little bit under the radar. I think he has a chance to make the 53-man roster. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Any update on the Melvin Gordon situation? I haven't caught up with anything about him. Still holding out. There's no news. They talk about the difference between the Melvin Gordon situation and the Ezekiel Elliott situation. And to me, they are night and day. Ezekiel Elliott has a lot of leverage, I feel like, going into this holdout where I don't know if Melvin Gordon does. Melvin Gordon's a great back, don't get me wrong, but running backs in the NFL just really are not as hot of a commodity as other positions in the NFL. Ezekiel Elliott is the one or one of few exceptions to that rule. The LA Chargers have a great offense. I think about what I would prepare for if I'm a defensive coordinator going up against the LA Chargers, and it's Phillip Rivers, and trying to keep him contained as best as possible, and try to get pressure on him as fast as possible. Because if you let him back there, he's just going to knife you up all day. Future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I just think he's a great quarterback. You look at Dallas. It's Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott. That's the one guy that you're preparing for if you're a defensive coordinator. So that's the difference to me on those two teams. Now the other defensive end position, of course, Jerry Hughes is going to be your starting defensive end. Mike Love, and then Eddie Arbor. So Mike Love is ahead of Eddie Arbor on the first depth chart. Again, if you ask me, defensive end might be a place where we go after all the drops from other teams, after all the teams reduce down to a 53-man roster. You might see the Buffalo Bills reduce their team down to 50 at first, as well as other teams, and then pick up some guys that were dropped from other teams. We talk about the wide receiver position for the Buffalo Bills and how some of the guys at wide receiver that we cut might get picked up other places. I think that might be what we do at defensive end. Still don't see Mike Love or Eddie Arbor making this team. Let me know if you agree in the comment section. Elliot says Mike Love makes moves at the defensive end position, pushing to keep the fourth spot. He flashes a few times last year. Hope he does well for us. Well, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. And again, if he makes a team, then obviously coaches think he's the best available, and we need to go with the best available. So I'm not gonna say that he won't be at that time. Outside linebacker, strong side linebacker, we have Matt Milano, of course, as our one, followed by Maurice Alexander, and then Vosean Joseph. A lot of people liked Vosean Joseph, including myself. Definitely could be a practice squad player. Just really hasn't been making any noise in camp to speak of. Again, that can change. There's still plenty of time to go, guys. There's still 4 preseason games left to go, plenty of practice left where he can improve and impress the coaches. But you could see Vosean Joseph on that practice squad. And then you go to the middle linebacker. We all know who our starting middle linebacker is. That's going to be Tremaine Edmonds. After Tremaine Edmonds, you got Julian Sanford, and then Tyrell Dodson. And then on the weak side linebacker, you got Lorenzo Alexander, Corey Thompson, and then Dion Lacey. As I continue to go through that, I won't look down. Maybe I'll just put my phone right here. I apologize for that. That looks bad. So, I'll do a little better with that. And then cornerback number 1, you got Trey White. EJ Gaines behind him, Cam Lewis, and then Lafayette Pitts. Would like to see Lafayette Pitts do a little bit better in camp, but he just isn't doing what we thought he would. And then the CB2 position right now going to Levi Wallace, as was mentioned by Frazier. Back when he was at his press conference, Leslie Frazier announced that Levi Wallace currently has that CB2 position, but we haven't seen more of Kevin Johnson in that role. So don't be surprised if Kevin Johnson possibly takes him over as far as the CB2. Kevin Johnson is listed on second team, then Denzel Rice, and then Ryan Lewis. And then if you look at the nickel cornerback position, we all know how much Coach McDermott loves running that nickel package. It's Teron Johnson and then Siren Neal. So I really like what Siren Neal's done so far in camp. So hope that he has a chance to make the team. Possibly will challenge Teron Johnson for that nickel spot. Then at strong safety, of course, we have Jordan Poyer, followed by Dean Marlowe, Jaquan Johnson. And then at free safety, Mike Hyde, Kurt Coleman, Abraham Wallace. So that is currently our offense and defense. Our kicker right now, Steven Hauschka. We do have a backup kicker in Chase McLaughlin. Just don't think he has much of a shot to beat out Steven Hauschka. And then we got Corey Bajorges, like I said, so far winning that punting job. And then Corey Carter behind him. And then punt return, we have Andre Roberts, followed by Micah Hyde. Kick return, Andre Roberts, followed by Devin Singletary. And then the long snapper is Reed Ferguson. So that is currently the Buffalo Bills depth chart. Matt Milano, if you're asking if Matt Milano is going to play in the preseason opener, I haven't heard anything. I know he's been participating in camp. Everyone's saying he's looking good. Leslie Frazier says he's close to 100%. If he's close to 100% and not 100%, I hope he doesn't play in the Colts game. Hope we have him at 100% by the Carolina Panther game. But if he plays in the Colts game, it'll just be a series, right? It won't be that long. So I wouldn't mind seeing him out there. I wouldn't mind seeing the starters out there taking as many reps as they can together to get that cohesiveness going into the NFL season. I did say his name. I'm sorry. I did say his name. I just forget. He's starting as our strong side linebacker. So He's starting, and again, maybe it's because I was looking down while I was talking, so I apologize for that. But he's our strong side linebacker with Maurice Alexander as his backup, and then Voshan Joseph behind that. So yes, he is our starting strong side linebacker, middle linebacker, Tremaine Edmonds, of course, and then weak side linebacker, Lorenzo Alexander. Our secondary is going to be so beast this year. Absolutely, our defense should be so beast this year. We've replaced one guy, right? And I loved Kyle Williams. I still love Kyle Williams, but he was the only guy on this defense last year who won't be there this year. And we're replacing him with Ed Oliver, potentially, a guy who can eat up, get more sacks, get more tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and eat up two defenders for Trent Murphy or Shaq Lawson. I think we're going to have a beast defense this year. Really looking forward to that. First season game, Myth, this Saturday, this Thursday is our first preseason game against the Indianapolis Colts, if that's what you're asking. Our first regular season game is going to be September 8th against the New York, New Jersey Jets in the Meadowlands. So we play the New York, New Jersey Jets and then the New York, New Jersey Giants back-to-back weeks. Get rid of New Jersey as fast as we can, and then we're back home for week 3. And that's going to be against the Cincinnati Bengals. So I look forward to that game, home opener. Remember, we're still planning to do something special for Pancho Billa, or the Bills are, for that first home opener. So I look forward to that as well. No, the first preseason game, no is Thursday. So, and that's why we are getting the depth chart now. I feel like if a team's playing Saturday, you might not see their depth chart till Thursday or Friday, but we're getting the depth chart a little bit early. And most teams who are playing Thursday are letting their depth chart out a little bit early, just so fans, just so the press, just so whoever needs to see it can see it, to get us ready for week 1 of preseason. Again, coming up this Thursday. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it too. Again, we're going to be covered right here on Believers Talk. Don't think we're going to be able to give you the game live, but we will definitely keep you up to date on all the news and notes from that game, let you know what's going on, what happened, and we'll have some fun with it as well as the Buffalo Bills play the Indianapolis Colts. We look forward to that. Yes, Smith, RIP to our buddy Pancho Billa. Still loved everything he brought to the Buffalo Bills. He will always be remembered, and I look forward to seeing what the Buffalo Bills have special planned for him and his family come September 23rd, I think that would be, for our first home game against the Cincinnati Bengals. So I look forward to that. I thank you guys for joining me on Believers Talk as we break down the current depth chart for the Buffalo Bills. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Again, if you're not watching this live, first of all, I apologize. Again, not feeling the best. I hope you guys can understand that. But I do want you guys to leave a comment. I'll happily return any comments, get back to you. So leave a comment, like this video, and again, hit that subscribe button for your chance to enter to win that Andre Reed signed mini helmet. Again, if you're already subscribed, go to bewarethestampede.com and make sure you log your entry there. You have 2 days left, so make sure you get on this both today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of training camp as well. So tomorrow's last day of the chance to enter, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Guys, if you want this hat or you want to get your Bills merchandise, I do have a link to Amazon.com down below for this hat. And again, anything you want to get on Amazon to get yourself ready for the start of the 2019 NFL season, whatever Bills merch you want to get, go ahead and go on to the Amazon, click that link, and then that will help out the channel as well. So I do appreciate that. Again, hooking up with bewarethestampede.com, hooking up with #sports this year to give you guys the best Buffalo Bills coverage we can throughout all of YouTube. So again, hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment. I look forward to talking to you all soon, and hopefully next time I do, I'm feeling a little bit better. But I will talk to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.